So, update on the progress. So I did a remelt and another melt. Did a purple. Melted the purple 10 ounces. That's what's right here. And I melted the silver nitrate, what I thought was silver nitrate, that I boiled down into a powder that was in the bags. Turned out to be 5 ounces. So that came with the bars. The purple came with the bars. The BBs came with the bars. And this. And these came with the bars. These are little BBs. One of them is just all black. It's all black specks. There's no BBs. See the little black specks. There's a little bit left in here. But one of these containers is all black. The black specks. But still, even with the black specks, there's still gold BBs in there. So once they're classified, they have to be crushed up again, because there's like 3 black specks like would hold together one gold BB. So whatever the black is, so depending on what was melted and then formed into a homemade doré. So whatever you're working with, whatever type of metal you can expect to find. For instance, the 110 ounces of pins and connectors, whatever metals that were made that the gold was etched on, or it was applied to, it might be steel or maybe silver or copper, whatever the gold is applied to. So in electronics, the word people say that the pins and connectors are 10 karat gold in most cases, and in the military or hospital grade electronics, it could be 12 karat gold. But the IC chips, there's 24 karat gold bound wire in the IC chips. So 12 karat is 10 karat is 50%, or 12 karat is 50% gold, and whatever else the other metal that's involved with it. So if gold is 3,000 an ounce, and you have 12 karat, it's 50% gold, so you got $1,500 an ounce. So this is jewelry tested, 12 karat. Okay. So if I went into the jewelry and I said, well, I want to sell this, and he comes back and he says it's 12 karat, well, you're getting 50% of what a true ounce would be. You know, say for instance 3,000. So you only get, if this is 10 ounces, the jeweler is going to say it's 12 karat. It's not 24 karat, it's 50%, but it's still 10 ounces. You know, you're looking at $1,500 an ounce, half of what 3,000, and he's going to say, well, I give you $15,000 for it. Okay, so he tested it, but I didn't ask him to make me an offer. Well, both of them. But anyway, what they say is scrap electronics is 10 to 12 karat. Okay. So that would mean, that would mean it would be a mixture to make 12 karat of, say 50% gold and 50% aluminum or something. So this has not been applied to scrap electronics. This came off of the pins and connectors. This weighed 110 ounces, and I stripped almost about half the weight off of it and all the visible gold off of it. And I went into the induction furnace, and I melted the metals because I electrocuted it. It's like this. Electrocuted it. Stripped off half the weight, and then melted it into a homemade doré like this, and crushed it up, and it'll pour out too, but what gets mixed up in the middle is the BBs. So you have to crush it up and classify it if it don't pour out. And that's what this is. And then these, there's the little BBs. You see there's some scattered through. Have to be classified. So this is from the induction furnace, out of the induction furnace, the silver nitrate, which I thought was a silver nitrate. This is, I put 5 ounces in the induction furnace, about what estimated 5 ounces, but this weighs 5.1 ounces altogether. This weighs 3 ounces by itself. So I just cleaned it off right here. So I've only had a few days that's compatible to be able to melt in the induction furnace, weather permitting around here. And so I got this melted yesterday. These two. This is a 10 ounce from the purple out of the doré, and this was also what I thought was a silver from the silver nitrate, boiled down and melted it after this one. But this just came out in a blob. And this poured off a little bit at first. Grinded it a little bit, scratched it right there. Good color. This is out of the silver nitrate. So I just cleaned it with a wire brush a little bit to start with. It's got a copper appears to be a copper hue to it, but it's not. In this case, it's not red, or it's not black, like what come out on these. Or see the haze. I didn't clean this all the way off. This is clean, and it's been in through nitric until there's no more activity in the nitric, but it cleaned it out. And this one I didn't clean it up. I just grinded it up. I might have run it through nitric a little bit, but that's just a nitrate deposit on there. And the black specks got hung up a little bit on the outer layer of it, because this is solid all the way through. There's nobody etched anything on or wrapped anything or plated anything, or this is solid all the way through. And if there was any holes in this one, well, there's a little bit, but it cleans it. The acid will clean it out in there. But that can just get remelted. So this here, except for this piece, it's part of here, but so this has been hit with the acid boil, the nitrate. You know, the silver nitrate come out of here too, and it come out of here. All this survived. It's all the same from the bars. It's all been processed with the acid, the nitrate, and the nitric to dissolve the silver out. And this is it from the silver nitrate. So if I keep grinding that down, cleaning it up a little bit better, and you see it's nice and shiny right here, but it's just the outer layer that has to come off, and the holes in there, they clean out. Or I could put it back in some nitric, you know, and just dissolve it a little bit to clean it off. So it's possible because this come out of here, that this outer layer covering, where this is a silver nitrate, this could be a gold nitrate. See? Possible, I don't know. You know, mix, you know, gold, silver nitrate. Because I believe the acids, even hydrochloric, even when you dissolve the base metals, the precious metals are carried into, not into solution like the base metals are, but carried up into the solution and held, you know, and because when they organize together, the metals, you know, of course they become heavier. So this is the 30 ounces, a new project of IC chips. This one and this one and this one and this one. The first IC chips that I processed, it was a couple Mountain Dew bottlefuls like this. There's like 2 of these full of good IC chips with but I processed them the way I classified them when I processed them, and then all the wires and stuff that wouldn't grind up, I electrocuted them, and then collected the sediment, and then melted it in the furnace. And that's part in here too. There's probably an ounce or so, maybe 2, that from all the IC chips I did. But this is 30 ounces, and this is a sediment so far from electrocuting it. It could be it's been in there for 3 weeks getting electrocuted. I cleaned it off 4 times. So say 20 hours, 24 a day, 21 days. So 504 hours of being electrocuted just off a 12-volt battery, stripping the sediment off. And then after I dry this out and get the water, I'll put it in the induction furnace. I'll do this separate and not involving any other projects. So I incinerated. That's what's in here. There's this out of 30 ounces, 9 ounces was above 150, around 150 mesh and above. It's getting electrocuted around 100 and above, something like that. This is 7 ounces, so 9. There's 16 ounces altogether between what's been classified. This is after incineration, and then I incinerated them again before they went in here, where there's nothing, no sediment was kicked up, the water's clean. So I electrocuted them for a week or so, and then did a clean off, and then put the sediment collected in the stock pot. And this is like the black specks that come out off here, or carbon dust or ceramic dust. There's metallic fibers in there, but they're glass fibers, like silicon. And that's probably mostly what this is made of. But this come off of here. So this got incinerated again, but it won't produce any more. It just drops to the bottom without making the water dirty. So it's been in here for 500 hours, and this is another project. This is the plastics, like on your keyboard on your cell phone, the dots, they're contacts, and they contact a PCB where when you push your buttons on your phone, and there's nothing, no myelin sheets from keyboards or nothing like that, because they're silver. But mostly it's gold, visible gold plastics from scrap electronics. So that was all collected prior to 5 years ago, and it's just been sitting around. So the purple I put in 10 ounces in the induction furnace, and it come out 10 ounces. The other burns, there was always a little bit of loss in the furnace. It went up in smoke. So whatever this weighs out to be, this is 9 ounces, or 16 ounces between these two. So this could be an ounce, 2 ounces, could be an ounce, I don't know. But from the 30 ounces, 16. So I poured some off, it was just junk. So it could be, that much that was, but that was the weight out of 30 ounces. So this might weigh 3 ounces, I don't know. But it'll go in the induction furnace next after I do the clean outs, and it won't produce any more sediment. So what happens when it loses all its color and it won't deplate any more metals or the alloys that were made, or there may be 24 karat silver in there, 24 karat gold or something, so it won't deplate that. So when I processed the first IC chips, I classified them all and collected all those gold bound wires that were in there, and some of that's in here. I didn't do that with this yet because I'm getting rid of a lot of the weight that's in here. That's what's in there. But it'll reduce, it doesn't weigh 9 ounces anymore. So what'll happen when it seems to have been complete is this is producing a brown sediment. The sediment will turn just a darker color than brown. It'll probably turn black eventually. But you see in the previous videos of electrocuting the IC chips, it took 400 hours probably. But I don't have to do anything but clean it out. I just have to set it up. It takes a half hour. Clean it out a half hour. Each time, 4 or 5 times in 500 hours, and that's all the labor into it. It just sits there and gets electrocuted. And then whatever in the induction furnace, the time it's going to take to melt it after, whether it's a profitable process. And if I can get away with classifying and not having to use the acids. So with this 30 ounces, I first soaked them in acid peroxide, AP, drain cleaner, and hydrogen peroxide, and what I did is it produced a white sediment, and showed it in a previous video and dried it out. But it's just nickel and tin, and so this is from the silver nitrate. Last time it weighed 3 ounces. I weighed it last night, 3 ounces. And whatever this weighs out. And the BBs and so that looks gold right there. That looks like it could be, you know, the outer layer. I'll just it'll buff out. You know, it's just like a silver nitrate depositing on gold, where in return the gold is depositing on as a nitrate on silver. So this came out of here too. This also come out of the bars. It probably weighs 5 ounces or so. It poured out of the furnace. It poured as that it poured early before it reached gold melting temperature. So this has got a nice color to it. I mean, it's pretty close. Maybe even a higher carat. This isn't all the way clean. This is a little darker here. This is cleaned real good. It's been through a number of boils and did a couple tests, a softness test. Right in this was a piece here. So before it got connected, I did a softness test with a screwdriver. And I did a cut. So that's solid all the way through. And then I didn't heat it up or nothing. I bent that by hand with a pair of vice grips. 2 pairs of vice grips. Could have broke it completely. But it's nothing thin that, you know, it's gonna snap like this. So I separated some of the black specks out of here, you know, with a magnet. Showed it in the previous video. But I had the black specks and out of the bars. Right here. So I'm gonna have to look back through these black specks to see if there's any gold BBs. Have to put them back in water and look them over again. It says red. This is red and black specks. This is right out of the furnace. So it's like a powder. See, it's magnetic. That's what's in here. The black specks will come out of here. Some of the black specks aren't magnetic. I find most of them are, because I picked them out of there. I didn't pick them out. I use a magnet to get most of the black specks out of here. But from the 10-ounce bars this is the black specks come out of the bars too. There's 2 ounces here, 1.4 ounce here, and 1.8 ounce here. So there still might be some gold in there. I'm going to look them over again. Like dealing with this, because it's hard to see the very tiny